Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have a duel analysis submitted by HardNalyzt. It's a Pendulum edition versus an Invoked Despia Shadoll. And before I jump into the deck list, if you're enjoying the content so far, do remember to like, subscribe and comment down below, join our Discord channel and also hit the notification bell so you'll get notified when there's a new video released in my channel. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the deck list. And the deck list here is a bit more unique than what I have seen so far. He's playing the Zug version together with a Smile World, and I think that's a Smile Magician or something. Yeah, basically its effect is it gains 1000 attack based on the number of monster that has their attack modified, be it plus or minus if I remember correctly. And the effect of Smile World is it increases everyone's attack by 100 during that turn, which actually triggers its effect to increase 1000 per monster actually. Yeah, and it gets really huge. But it's not something that you usually play, it's more of a fun card. So, and he also played one copies of Pendulum Switch, which I would say is a pretty interesting card, but the bad thing is because it doesn't give you a +1 or anything. It's just basically like move your Pendulum card out from the skill, or from the monster back to the skill, or skill out as a monster. And it's kind of a tricky card to use, but the good thing is it's searchable by Duelist Alliance. And yeah, I think the timing to use that trap card is really important, but it's not something that I usually will play unless I'm playing the Armor Fudge deck. Yeah, which is very interesting. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the duel. Playing Zug is really kind of hard to summon actually, and once you grab it out, it doesn't really do much. So it's not something that I usually play, but I think I promised some of the viewers that once I get a Zug, I'll definitely do a video about it. So yeah, do stay tuned if you're a Zug player. Yeah, so the standard, I will usually edge this, yeah, I think. Or maybe I'll just edge the Aleister, normally it's one of them. And yeah, it's a good thing that he ends with nothing. And although his hand isn't exactly that ideal, I would say that we can still go on a full combo right here already. Yeah, so how you do is you get Astrograph to summon Stargazer, and then you normal summon a purple poison to link it away to trigger your Star Pendulum Graph here, so they can search for either a Wisdom Eye or Oath Dragon. Or you can also normal summon your Harmonizing, and then use your Oath Dragon to take back your Harmonizing later. Yeah, so there's actually multiple ways of playing this. But with a Pendulum Switch, you can't do much with this. Okay, so you get on this. Yeah. So actually at this point in time, I'll actually just normal summon this so that you can trigger your Star Pendulum Graph and you can go through your combo first before you go into battle phase. Because it actually search for either Wisdom Eye or Oath Dragon, and which most of it I will get with a Wisdom Eye. And then your Electromite can actually pop Harmonizing to get back Astrograph, which will give you Wisdom Eye, and then you will have a Oath Dragon on the other hand to take back your Harmonizing, which actually gives you the full combo. Yeah. So to be honest, you should only trigger your Purple Poison effect if it's a last resort, because at this point in time there's no reason for you to really need to kill this card or destroy this card at the moment, so you don't really need to pop your Purple Poison. But I guess his reasoning is he wants to trigger Star Pendulum Graph. Yeah, but like what I mentioned, there's actually better ways to resolve Star Pendulum Graph simply by just normal summoning and link it away. Yeah. So you target the field card as usual, and this card will pop it. And if I know that card effect allows him to draw one card. Oh, it's destroy one, yeah. So another thing is, if normally if you want to find a card, you usually find Wisdom Eye first. A few reasons. One is just in case the other skill get pops and you have a skill that you don't need. So Wisdom Eye actually acts as like a Joker kind of skill, which allows you to get any skill. And secondly, if you trigger Wisdom Eye effect to get the other skill, your Astrograph will be able to search for Wisdom Eye since it got destroyed that turn. So always try to prioritize getting your Wisdom Eye into your hand and then destroying it on the skill, so that your Astrograph can actually trigger his effect. And now he decided to back one card. And yeah, Pendulum summon anyone from the extra deck doesn't really matter, and then one from the hand, and go into Electromite, which most probably I'll throw in another random card. Yeah. At this point in time, I'll actually still get Astrograph because there's not much reason that I need this card. Yeah. So only at this point in time he get Wisdom Eye, which will pop for Oath Dragon, I assume. Okay. Yeah. So one bad thing about having both skill here, okay, at least in this time it doesn't matter because there's Pendulum Switch. But since you have Pendulum Switch, I'll actually get purple poison. But if I'm not wrong, he only plays 2 purple poison. Yeah. So this Pendulum Switch to me is really a bricky card. Like you can't do much with this card because it doesn't trigger a Star Pentagram since it's still on the field. Yeah, it's not a ideal card, not for this deck at least. Okay, so yeah. So one thing I just want to highlight, I think I mentioned this to some of my friends as well. If there's a certain effect that you want to trigger, delay the effect as much as possible until you really have no choice, then you activate it. Because at this point in time, firstly, you don't know what his fusion summoning, I mean, although we know it most probably is construct, but what does bringing out a monster from your skill to the field do for you at this point in time? It doesn't change anything that on your field. To me, it doesn't benefit you. So I will actually wait for a very last moment before I even trigger this effect. Yeah, maybe during battle phase so that you have more monster to block it or something. Yeah, so at this point I won't even trigger this effect. Try to delay your effect as much as possible. Same goes for any sorts of negation. Like if you don't negate at this point in time, delay until battle phase, delay until main phase 2, or even end turn if possible. So that's rules of thumb that I always have when I play this deck. Actually, this rules of thumb applies to every deck. Yeah. So he got a construct effect. He will search one shadow card from your deck to your graveyard, and then Shadow Dragon will actually pop one card on the field. And he choose to pop Star Pentagram, which is a good choice because this will stop this Pendulum Magician guy from searching more cards. And then normal summon Aleister will get Invocation, and Invocation will fusion summon into maybe Mechaba. White is Mechaba, yeah. Okay, so banish those 2 cards, and then Mechaba comes out, which gives you 1 negation. And this negation is pretty bad for us because it negates and banish. It doesn't negate and destroy. Okay, then there's more monster. I'm actually pretty sure that he could have already won this game, but he didn't really. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking too much because I'm not very familiar with that deck as well. So Dogmatika comes out and then negate the effect, which doesn't really matter. And then he's just clearing his field. Double Iris will pop, but Mechaba most probably will negate the effect because getting out the trap is a very dangerous card. It's very dangerous to get out that trap. And then Joker got cleared and he take 800 together with a 2008. At this point in time, there's not much you can do other than getting out, clear his field. And the good thing is there's actually a pointer pointing down, so actually you can summon 1 here and 1 here. So let's see if that's the case. Okay, Pendulum summon. Astrograph comes back. Okay, and yeah, he did. And I'm a bit weirded out that he did not summon Celestia. I mean, it's still 1 more body, and with these 2 cards, since you have Pendulum Switch, you could have bring out Harmonizing already to maybe do a clear wing to Raigeki his field, or even go for like your Hardy Freebucks to bring out your Savage Borolo as well. There's a lot of ways, and with Performa Pulse Celestia, you can actually add 1 card to at the end of turn to your hand. Yeah, so I thought it should be getting. I'm not sure why this card wasn't brought out during the Pendulum Summon phase. And okay, to be honest, this card itself, I will try not to trigger it as much as possible because you definitely need your skill for the next turn, especially if you know that you can't win this turn. So at this point in time, I actually will just maybe hit Optimize, yeah, instead of popping your purple poison, because to be honest, you shouldn't prioritize clearing the field by sacrificing resources if you can't finish him that turn. At this point in time, I'm just going to clear as much as possible, but not to the fact that I'll pop my purple poison for this, because you really do need your skill. Okay, and then purple poison will pop another card which destroy this, and your astrograph will be able to destroy one card. Oh yeah, it's not cannot be destroyed by special summon cards. Yeah. Okay, so it brought out harmonizing. Yeah, so I'm not sure why didn't you just pendulum summon it out just now. So maybe you could have gotten out your time star or something. Okay, then clearing will come out and attempt to destroy all the monster except for the set one. And then he gets to get one Shadow Fusion back, which is very irritating. And then this card will search for one card to your hand, and I think All Eyes Dissolver is a good choice here. But at this point in time, I'm pretty sure there's more things that he can do, maybe like get out access code. Oh wait, he don't play access code. Yeah, access code is a really useful card, especially since it already has Celine. You should just include access code in the deck. And yeah, I'm pretty sure there's actually more things that he could have done instead of just ending the field like that. Like maybe get Starving Venom to recycle some of your astrograph and then add more cards to your hand or something. Yeah. So at this point in time, he flipped and he adds one. Yeah, so again, like, is there a reason why you want to activate this effect right now? If there isn't a good enough reason, keep your effect delay as long as possible, because you don't really need it back on your skill right now. Maybe there's certain other ways, or maybe you want to pop a monster and you try to bring it back to the skill to escape the destruction or something. So these are some things that whichever deck you are playing, you should always try to prioritize delaying your effect as much as possible. So another Mechaba, which is very irritating. And then getting back your Aleister by shuffling Invocation. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's more things I can do. Yeah, Shadow Fusion to bring back your Construct, or Winda. Yeah, Winda is even worse. And then that card got sent to the graveyard and can banish 3 cards. And then this card, I think you set one card, add one Despia monster, okay? Yeah, so you add one Despia monster back to the hand, and then banishes 3 cards from his graveyard. And then punching him. Although clearing does have an effect to instantly destroy the monster who attacks him, but it got negated. But the good thing is, it does save him him from dying. And then with All Eyes Dissolver out, he can bring out your All Eyes Vortex actually. So triggering Fusion, and Maxi was Chain Art just to hope to draw 1 card. Let's see if he summons anything. Okay, he does summon. I think it should be a Construct. Okay, a Palon. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that. So by sending this, he actually being forced to use his skill as a fusion material. And actually, I will place this in attack position actually, so that I can at least clear one of the monster, maybe either a Aleister or something else. So it negates that effect, and the bad thing is it destroys it and sends to the graveyard. And if you send to the graveyard, this card can actually add back 1 Shadow card. Yeah, so Shadow is really very irritating, sent to the graveyard effect. Yeah, so at this point in time, if we are put in attack position, we can actually destroy one of the monster. It might not be that important, but it's still something that you can do. Yeah, to be honest, negating Shadow Fusion can't do much because he already have that Shadow trap there to fusion as well. So this game is already set like 2 turns before this already. So I would say that if you realize if you're not playing the deck optimally, you won't have cards in your hand. But by right, with Pendulum Switch, you should be able to help save your monster from the monster zone and put it back to skill, so you can actually Pendulum Summon during the next turn. Yeah. So similarly again, like there's no reason to activate Pendulum Switch as of now. And I'll actually keep harmonizing in my skill for as long as possible, since you really need skill to function in a Pendulum Magician deck. So bringing harmonizing out here as a shield, it's not really that useful, and you should always just try to keep it at your skill at this for this point. Yeah. Yeah. So as of this game, it ends here, and he ended with a loss. So I think one of the main thing is really think about what stuff can your deck do, and how do you trigger your Star Pendulum Graph first before you actually Pendulum Summon. So like what was shown in the first game, he actually could have triggered the Star Pendulum Graph by normal summoning Purple Poison. Although Purple Poison effect is pretty good, giving it 1002 damage and then destroying one face icon on the field, you should always try to save your skill if you can. Like at that point in time, there wasn't a need for him to actually destroy any of the cards. I might be wrong. If you think there's a really strong reason why you should start destroying those cards, especially during turn 1, do feel free to comment down below as well. Yeah, so that's something that I don't really agree with. Like, just you need to save your resource as much as possible instead of going all out. That's how I'll play the deck, and I feel that that's maybe a OCG thingy. Yeah, because a lot of people was telling me TCG player play quite like go all out on the resources and get the best field out. But for OCG player like myself, we always try to conserve some of the resources, and then if possible we will save a lot of resources for the next turn and making our board a little bit smaller. Yeah. So overall, I would say it's a good try fighting this deck. To be honest, this Invoked Shadoll Despia, yeah, this deck is really very hard to deal with. And yeah, as he managed to survive for 7 turns, I would say it's not a bad duel. Yeah, but do consider to take out your Smile World, your Smile Sorcerer, and I keep forgetting this card. Yeah, and your Pendulum Core. This few card actually breaks the deck quite badly, and there's a reason why competitive deck don't play those cards. And extra deck wise, include your access code, and this Paladin here and this Clearing here isn't really that useful, so do consider replacing them as well. You can check out some of my deck lists in my deck profile playlist. There should be some that you can follow. If not, you can always follow us in Discord and then join our discussion there. Similarly, All-Eyes Pendulum Dragon I guess is for Zug, and then this I'm not exactly sure what this is for. Maybe it's just because it's level 7. Yeah. So yeah, overall I'll say this is a nice try, and just do take note, mainly is delay your effect activation only until you need it at that time. So that's, I think, one of the key points that we can learn from this duel. So yeah, if you are interested to send in your replays for such analysis, do check out the link below in the description on how do you submit it. You don't really have to record everything yourself. You just need to send me some of the details such as your player ID, your screenshot of your deck list, and then your opponent's name, and I'll do the rest. So yeah, likewise, if you're enjoying the content, do remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Join our Discord channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.